Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, Wooden Railway Adventures, Episode 146, Salty Goes Swimming. Salty the dockside diesel has worked on the island of Sodor for many years. He loves working at the docks and wouldn't give it up for anything. Sometimes Salty does get bored of the repetitive process, but he loved the docks so much that he doesn't complain. One day, Salty was shunting at the docks just like any ordinary day. He was pushing around a lot of cargo cars, and it was tough work, but Salty enjoyed it. Hank was there watching Salty. He had just gotten done with his work and was watching Salty to see how everything worked in the docks. "Oh, hi there, Hank," said Salty. "Are you enjoying your time?" "Yes, I am," said Hank. I just got done pulling a very busy train, and it's nice to finally relax." "You've been coming here for the past few days," said Salty. "It's almost like you know me better than I know my jobs." "Well," said Hank, "it's always nice to go around the island of Sodor and see what all the other engines are up to. The past couple of days I've decided to stop here at the docks." "Well, that's perfectly all right," said Salty. "Oh, look, it's Cranky." "Hello, Cranky." Cranky, however, didn't respond. Cranky?" said Salty. Cranky didn't say a word. "Cranky," said Hank. "Cranky," said Salty very loudly. "Oh, what?" said Cranky. "Oh, Salty, were you calling my name?" "Yes," said Salty. "Were you sleeping, Cranky?" "Maybe," said Cranky, looking around. "I saw you," laughed Hank. "Don't worry, Cranky. It's all right to admit that you were sleeping." "Oh, fine," said Cranky. "Yes, I was sleeping. The thing is, I've just been having trouble sleeping the past couple of nights. I don't know what the deal is. I hope it gets fixed out soon. But man, am I tired in the morning. Sorry, guys. It won't happen again." "Oh, don't worry," said Salty. "We understand what happens. We all get tired from time to time, so don't worry." "Yeah," said Hank. "Don't worry at all." Just then, the engines heard a whistle. Said Hank. "I wonder what that could be." And around the corner came Henry at a breakneck speed. He stopped right in front of Salty's cargo cars. "Attention, all engines at the docks." "What's the matter?" said Hank. "Sir Topham Hatt has ordered that all trains be shut down for the rest of the day." "What?" said Salty. "What's going on?" "Well, Salty," said Henry, "apparently there is a very bad storm coming to the island of Sodor." "But the weather's clear over here," said Hank. "It's coming from the other side of the island of Sodor," said Henry, "and it's going to be very bad. Sir Topham Hatt has announced that all trains have been canceled for the rest of the day. We'll pick them back up tomorrow morning." "Oh, this is great, just great," said Salty. "I waited around for several minutes for Bulstrode to get here, and he doesn't even show. Great, just great. I'm sure those problems will be solved soon, Salty," said Henry. "Anyway, Sir Topham Hatt wants all the engines back to their sheds as quickly as possible." "All right," said Hank. "Thank you for the update, Henry." And with that, Henry puffed away. "Well, we better not waste any time," said Hank. "I'm going to go off to my shed. See you, Salty." And with that, Hank puffed away. "Yeah, I should probably go back to my shed too," said Salty. "I was hoping Bulstrode would get here, but looks like we're waiting on the old barge again." "Don't worry about it," said Salty. "Bulstrode will get here soon." "I hope so," said Salty. Just then, the sky suddenly clouded over, and the wind began to pick up. Said Salty. Henry wasn't kidding. This storm is coming. "All right, Cranky, I'm going to go back to my shed. I'm just going to leave these cargo cars here. I'll pick up back up where I left tomorrow morning." "All right," said Cranky. "See you later, Salty." And with that, Salty puffed down the line back to his shed. "What a waste of a day," said Salty crossly as he went through the Sodor engine wash. "First off, Sir Topham Hatt cancels all the trains for the rest of the day. Then, as I'm heading back to my shed, the storm appears like it's going to pick up. Right when I get there, the engines are talking about how this storm's going to bring the first snowfall of the year. But no, it doesn't even do that. I was expecting some big blizzard, and it just turned out to be a storm involved with high winds. Huh, pathetic, I say, and ridiculous, just ridiculous. Well, the bright side to this is that I can go to work extra early this morning, and I get to go through the Sodor engine wash. I haven't been here in several months. It's finally nice to get clean." And with that, Salty continued along his way to the docks. However, he ran into something very strange. It was a package next to the track. "This looks like it came from the dock," said Salty. "I wonder what the deal is." And as he rounded the bend, he realized all over the place there were cargo cars overturned and packages everywhere. And in the middle of it all, guess who? Cranky. He was sound asleep, though. "Cranky," said Salty. "What's this about?" What? Oh, hi, Salty. I didn't... Oh, what happened here?" Cranky was just surprised as Salty was. "Do you know what happened here?" said Salty. "I don't," said Cranky. "This is all new to me. I just woke up." "Well, it looks like the storm came through here very bad," said Salty. "Actually," said Cranky, I don't think the storm did this." "Really?" said Salty. "Yeah," said Cranky. "I'm positive. The storm wasn't that bad, just for the exception of high winds for a little while. But I mean, this is terrible. Look, there's even a package in the water over here. I wonder who could have done this, though," said Salty. "I actually think it was me, Salty." "What do you mean?" said Salty. "Well, I think I was sleep craning." "Sleep craning?" said Salty. Yes. Sometimes when I go to sleep, I do things that I don't remember. I stay asleep, so that's why I don't remember them. You remember how I told you I haven't been able to get to sleep for last couple of days?" "Yes," said Salty, "but do you think this would have anything to do with it?" "I'm positive," said Cranky. "This was probably all my fault." "Oh, I'm so sorry, Salty. I didn't mean for this to end this way." "Oh, that's all right," said Salty. "Just clean up the docks as fast as you can. I'll get all the other trains in order, okay?" "All right," said Salty. "All right," said Cranky, and with that, Cranky began putting the cargo cars back on the track. This is the first thing he had to do, and soon he began putting the correct packages back into the correct cargo cars. "I can't believe I did this while I was sleeping," said Cranky. He fished out the package that was floating in the water, and it turned out to be all right. Soon the docks was in perfect working order and had never looked better. Salty came back and was quite impressed. "Wow," he said. "Cranky, that was an excellent job. You did that very quickly, too." "Thank you," said Cranky. "I wonder when Bulstrode's supposed to get here. He's supposed to take these packages, remember?" Yeah," said Salty. "I don't know when he's supposed to get here." "Hey, wasn't he supposed to get here last night?" "Yeah," said Salty, "but he might have been caught in the storm." "Oh dear," said Salty. "I hope that Bulstrode's all right." The two friends didn't have much to do since they had just completed their jobs for the day, and so they sat around talking about their interests for a while, since they were horribly bored and needed something to do. "I like being a crane," said Cranky several hours later. "I mean, I don't know what it would be like to be an engine down there so low. I like being up top here, being able to see everything, see what's going on around the island. However, one thing that I don't like is when the birds perch on me right there. That's what bugs me. But other than that, life is good." "I would like being up top too sometimes," said Salty, "but I'm horribly afraid of heights. I like being a diesel, a dockside diesel, for example. Oh, I couldn't imagine going a day without being near the ocean. You know what? If I could be anything besides a diesel, I would be a ship, like Captain." "Why Captain?" said Cranky. "He's a lifeboat." "Well, you get my meaning," said Salty. "I love the water so much. I couldn't imagine going a day without it, if you get my meaning. The water, the ocean, the docks. This is the life, Cranky. This is the life." Before the two friends had realized, several hours had passed and it was now sunset. "Wow," said Salty. Where did the day go?" "I don't know," said Cranky. "It went by very fast." Just then the dock master walked in. "Attention, everyone," he said. "Bulstrode was caught in the storm last night, but don't worry, he was able to make it back to the mainland safely. He will be arriving here on Sodor very early tomorrow morning. I suggest you all get a good night's rest so you can meet him here." "Yes, sir," said Cranky and Salty, and with that the dock master walked away. "Well," said Salty, "I better get back to my shed in case Bulstrode arrives." Salty tried to move, but he realized something. "Oh dear," he said. "Cranky, I've been sitting here all day long that I've left my engine running and I'm out of fuel." "Oh bother," said Cranky. "That is terrible. I guess I'll just have to sleep at the docks." "All right," said Salty. "I've never actually stayed here overnight. This will be very interesting. Night, Cranky." "Night, Salty," and with that, Cranky and Salty went to sleep. Salty was sleeping peacefully when suddenly something awakened him. It happened to be Cranky snoring. "Oh bother," said Salty. "I hope this doesn't go on forever." But soon Salty was able to fall asleep. It was a few hours until dawn when something very strange happened. Cranky was sleep craning again. He took the top package off of one cargo car and suddenly threw it into a field. Cranky didn't realize this, though. He was still sound asleep because he was sleep craning. He threw another package into the water and then overturned the cargo car and threw it right behind Salty. Salty was sound asleep as well and didn't know any of this was going on. Cranky moved to the next cargo car. He threw that piece of cargo into a field as well, then took the red cargo car and chucked it into another field several feet away. Then he took the blue cargo car that was next and tossed it way up in the air, and it came zooming around and landed on top of Captain's shed. Captain woke for a brief second, but he didn't know what it was, so he went back to sleep. Then it was the final cargo car. Salty tossed that piece of cargo into the water as well and tipped the cargo car over onto the quay. In a matter of minutes, the entire dock area had been destroyed. Cranky didn't know about it, though, because he was sound asleep. But Cranky's hook had a different idea. Salty was still remaining, and suddenly Salty felt himself being moved. He thought it was just part of his dream that he was having. He was aboard a pirate ship. Actually, he was the pirate ship, sailing the 7 blue seas, and before he knew it, Salty awoke dangling by Cranky's hook. "What's happening? I'm looking at the stars. This isn't my dream. Cranky, help!" "Who's there?" said Cranky. It was so dark out that the two couldn't see each other, but Salty knew that he was dangling in space. Uh-oh, what's happening? Hey, Salty, you're not going to believe this. It seems as though your face is a few feet away from mine. That's because it is, said Salty. Let me down. Cranky was beginning to freak out. I don't know what to do. Stop, said Salty. Stop, Cranky. Please, this is getting out of hand. Let me go. Where's the track? I've lost sight of my bearings, said Cranky. Oh no, this is not going to end well. Not going to end well at all. Just then, around the bend came Bulstrode. He had just arrived from the mainland, and the sun was breaking over the top of Gordon's Hill. It was so dark out that Bulstrode couldn't see a thing as well. I'm going to drop you on the track, said Cranky. 1, 2... No, not here, said Salty, but it was too late. Cranky let Salty go, and Salty landed in Bulstrode. Whoa, said Bulstrode. Hello there, unexpected passenger. It's me, said Salty. Let me go. I'll try to get you to the land as soon as possible. But Bulstrode ran into the package and suddenly flipped on his side. Salty was thrown into the ocean before Bulstrode was able to tip back over on his right side. However, Salty was now sitting in the harbor and didn't feel well at all. Oh dear, said Salty. I said that I wanted to be a boat and sail the 7 seas, but I didn't mean it like this. Cranky felt so terrible that he immediately fished Salty out of the ocean. However, Salty's wheels had been ruined by the salt water, and he would have to go to the works. Oh dear, Salty, said Cranky. I'm so sorry for what happened. This is not the way I intended this to be. It's all right, Salty, said Cranky. You were probably sleep craning again. But we have bigger issues on our hands. I'm going to have to go to the works. Who's going to take my spot? Actually, said Salty, I have a pretty good idea. A few minutes later, Hank rushed into the docks as fast as he could. Whoa, he said. What happened? Salty, are you all right? I'm fine, said Salty, laughing. Hank, I have a very important job for you to do. Oh, really? Said Hank. Yes, as you can see, we've had kind of a mess up here at the docks. But don't worry, everything will be cleaned up soon. However, I have to go to the works, and I have a question to ask you. Yes, asked Hank. Would you like to be in charge of the docks while I'm gone? Oh, are you sure, Salty? Being in charge of the docks is a very big responsibility. And I know you can handle it, said Salty. You've been watching me from that siding over there for the past couple of days. You know my route better than I do. I'm sure you can handle it perfectly, Hank. Oh, thank you, Salty, for the opportunity. How long will you be gone? Only a few days. You can work here at the docks. Be in charge. Cranky will listen to you, won't you, Cranky? Of course I will, said Cranky. Well, there you go, said Salty. But just remember, when I come back from the works, I want my old job back. Oh, that's perfectly fine, said Hank. I enjoy pulling the goods trains, so this change will be welcome. Oh, that's good, said Salty. I was beginning to fear that you wouldn't accept it. Well, I'll be off on my way to the works here in just a few minutes. And you know what? The works will be a welcome change for me as well. At least there isn't any water there where I can go swimming.